I'm live. People can see my weird hand movements now. Well, whenever, they show up. A shout out to who and what? Oh, right. Perfect. Okay. So, welcome members of the Occult Club to my first Halloween live stream, I guess. Hi! I'm very awkward. I do lots of crazy hand movements. I'm sorry. I'm sorry I'm subjecting you all to this. But as suggested by my husband, first things first. Wait, more like first things first. Okay, Thor, you ready? You ready? Go get it! My cat likes to play fetch. He brings me hair ties. Anyway, first things first, before we officially start this stream, Patreon. So, if you decide to go to my Patreon page and become a patron, for $1, you get into the Discord. The Discord means that you can hang out with me. Lately, I've been talking about RWBY. The new season's just started, and well, actually, I haven't started the new season, but I have been playing the little mobile game that they've come out with, and that's pretty fun. And okay, Thor, hold on. Okay, are you happy? Go fetch. Oh, I can show them my babies. And they all just heard me touch the microphone. Okay, Thor. You ready? You ready? Come here. Okay, see this? Hair tie. He won't stop bringing them to me. Where was I? Oh my god. Discord! For $1 on the Patreon, you can get into the Discord where you can talk to me about whatever, and sometimes I might say something that's coming up or have an idea and I'll run it by you guys. It's fun. It's lots of fun. At some point, I might start doing like little voice chat thingies on Discord just to hang out. But if you come to the Discord, you get to also listen to one of my best friends in the entire world. Her name is Danny. She lives in Georgia. She does not talk like this. This is how I talk at work. But she has the voice of a siren, and she sings. It's great. And yeah, nobody's supposed to see me very well. That's the point. I'm not ready for a face reveal yet. I just thought, it'd be fun because I actually wore this hat to work today. Also, that weird voice that I do, that's just how I talk with one of my coworkers. We do that back and forth at each other because I don't know, we're kind of weird. What? Oh, you got banner icons on Fortnite because I guess it's Halloween and trick or treat. What? Oh, that's right. I was supposed to. Now I'm sad. Oh, Thor. This is Thor. You probably also can't see him very well, but he is a black cat. And he is small, and he is fluffy, and he loves to play the fetch. No, the light is good as it is right now. I don't want to turn it up too high and have my whole face revealed. And yes, it is Thor, Thor, and he has a brother named Loki. Right now, my eyes are going back and forth. Like, don't judge me. But yeah, I think I did my Patreon thing. There are 5 of you here, according to my little diddly bopper thingy on the corner that's like, there are 5 people and 1 like. But, so, the Halloween stream. Oh, you think Loki and Thor are cool? We have a cat named Lily. She is a huge fat potato. If she ever gets down off of the box and comes over, I almost skipped straight to the stream without telling you guys. Okay, so this Friday, November 2nd, which actually is mine and my husband's anniversary, we are moving. We're not moving very far. Oh, come here, Lily. Oh, Lily. Yes, she's your cat, and she is also a good 18-pound potato. Yes. An 18-pound potato whose belly is warm and softed like a mashed potato. I would kiss you. Yeah, according to the vet, she's extremely healthy. Like, oh yeah, for 4 years old, her teeth are phenomenal. She only has mild gingivitis. They're pretty white. There's no sign of cavities. She's just a very large cat. Oh, hold on. I'm going to put you down. So, anyway, November 2nd, that's our anniversary. It was a Monday when we got married. Now it's Friday. But we're going to be moving to a new apartment. We've had some issues with the one that we're currently living in, which were way worse. Worse. Word of were. Worshipper. Worcestershire sauce? I got stuck in a loop. Anyway, we had a bookcase right over here. It was small, just like basically one shelf, and it had been here from the day we moved in, like 4 years ago. And we went to move it, and it turns out there'd been a leak in the wall at the floor somewhere because the wall behind the bookshelf was warped. There was mold. All of the books on the bottom shelf were ruined. It was awful. I mean, this place that we currently live in is awful. There's cracks in the foundation. There's a hole in the ceiling. Um, just we had bats. Have had. I'm not sure if they still live there or not. Which, if you were on my Discord, you would have been there for the day I found a bat and I picked it up and I took a picture of it when it was like right here and I shared it on the Discord. So if you guys came to the Discord, you would have gotten to see the boob bat. And yeah, you do hear Fortnite. Husband is playing Fortnite. He's also eating pizza and drinking tea, and I'm still furious at him. I'm not going to shut up. I'm going to tell the entire internet what you did. You so did something. So I had work today. On Halloween, I don't mind. It's actually the first time at my job in 3 Halloweens now that I've worked on Halloween. It was pretty weird. They started playing the X-Files theme song, and I never realized it was that long. But anyway, so I was at work all day. We're moving. He was going to be packing up our bedroom upstairs. No big deal, right? Right. So I get home about an hour and 30 minutes ago, and I find out that this man over here, who you can't see because he's over here, this man over here had went all day without eating, without drinking. He didn't take his asthma medicine, and he has really bad asthma, and he's allergic to mold. And remember, we uncovered mold yesterday. I could strangle him, but I love him. I'm going to let him live. if only because I would have a very hard time moving all these big ass boxes, which you can't see because we got the camera focused on a very small area, and it's the web camera to this computer, which is why it's shitty. And also that's why we decided to do the thing. Oh, I'm glad that I helped. My goodness. Oh, sorry, I hit the microphone. Um, well, I mean, it's in the comment section. Do you want me to read what is currently in the comment section out loud? I will. I'm currently petting a cat. That's what I'm doing with my hands. Okay, so Jordan Morgan left a comment that says, I deal with suicidal thoughts and depression, and you helped me out a lot. Thank you so much. I owe you one, my friend. Thank you. Which is why I was like, oh, because I'm glad that I helped. Huh? Yeah, my husband deals with that too. I deal with that too. Depression kind of is a problem in my family, and with all of the stress lately, it's been acting up. Hi, Thor. So, honestly, you guys have helped a lot. Knowing that there are people out there who just appreciate me, other than my husband, he always appreciates me. I expect him to appreciate me. He loves me. He has to appreciate me. But knowing there are people out there who aren't legally required to appreciate me just it makes me want to cry a little bit. Just a little bit though. Okay, fine, Thor. I'll throw it. Thor really want to play fetch. Him a baby. I love him. Him a scabby baby though. We fostered some kittens and we've had some fleas as a result, and we've been doing everything we can to get rid of them. But the result is that poor little Thor, who is a very, very fluffy cat, has scratched his neck to just shreds. You totally missed that, honey. He's on a golf cart in Fortnite and he did not make it through a ring of fire. But anyway, so the Halloween stream, we were supposed to be doing something together, but after he did what he did today, he is just going to sit there and he is going to eat and drink. And don't worry if you've got to go. I'm leaving the stream up. You can come back in and catch stuff. What do you mean, can you have? Yes, you can go have a beer if you want to have a beer. Jeez. I'm sorry your cat ran away. Honestly, that's why I don't let my cats outside. I don't want anything bad to happen to them. If they're inside, I know that they're not out there getting hit by a car or lost or anything else. Why are these weird black skeleton thingies attacking you? This is what happens when you don't play Fortnite in a month. But, right. So the entire point of the stream, because I was going to be telling you about spooky stuff that happened in places where, me and him have lived together. And I'm not sure how much of this is him going without food or water all day, but he saw a spooky thing. Okay, so the last time he ate or drank anything. No. The last time you ate or drank anything, you said you drank at 1 and you ate this morning, you ate your banana nut loaf, I remember. There we go. Anyway, so apparently while I was at work, he was cleaning out my closet upstairs, and how our bedroom is laid out. Oh my god, I can use my hands to illustrate things. Yeah, 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 exact. Wait, there we go. Yes. Anyway, so how we have our bedroom upstairs, there's the door, a table, dresser thing, and then the door to my closet. So he was sitting over here, looking past the table towards the doorway. Doorway goes into a hall, and in the hall, there's another room, there's a stairs going down, and there's 2 cat boxes. So, this guy, he is sitting kind of in my closet, turned slightly towards the door. When apparently out of the corner of his eye, he saw what looked he looked right at it. Excuse me. It scared the shit out of him. He saw what looked like somebody leaning in to look at him and then pulling back out of the door really fast. I wasn't home. I did not get home until 7 o'clock. I left at 10. I was about to get that. Our gigantic mashed potato cat who doesn't like to run because she's a lazy, grumpy baby, she was in the other bedroom. And apparently the moment the shadow leaned around the door and pulled back out, our fat, lazy potato went scrambling and running for her life out of the other bedroom. And that happened today. That is not the first time weird shadow things have been seen in this house, and most of them by my husband, honestly. But yes, his mother died while giving birth to him, and then she came back. But she was dead. Legally dead. And mine is legally dead. She's in a box somewhere in here. Only 3/4 of her are in a box somewhere in here. The other quarter, are they in a box upstairs? Oh, okay. So 3/4 of my mom are over here, and the other quarter is over here. Because the urn I made for her in pottery class was not big enough to hold all of her. I'm just going to pause for a moment and let that sink in. Yes, my mom is hanging around the living room, literally. And don't be sorry. It's okay. I was 14. She was sick for 4 years. Honestly, we all had plenty of time to kind of prepare for the worst. I'm sorry it stabbed you. I make dead mom jokes. It's kind of how I deal with it. I've been to work on Mother's Day and had somebody go, "What are you doing at work instead of hanging out with my mom? Instead of hanging out with your mom?" And I've been all, "I hang out with my mom every day. Her urn sits right next to the couch." And then they always like apologize. It's fun. I just it's been a really long time. 14 years almost. Yeah, it'll be 14 years this April. So I was 14 when I lost her. This April it'll be 14 years since she was gone. And it's okay. I'm okay. I'm okay. Besides, my mom visits every so often. She wrote hi on one of these boxes. Like, I wish that we could pull it out and show you guys. It's the weirdest thing. There is a box in here, and it had hi on the corner, and I went, "Kenny, why did you write hi on the corner of that box?" So then he picked up a marker and he wrote hi on it, and that was not his handwriting. So then I wrote hi above that, and it was not my handwriting, but it was closer to my handwriting than it was to his. So I guess my mom wanted to say hello. It is Halloween at the elevator, but the veil between worlds is at its thinnest around this time. Um, According to, I think it's Wicca specifically, Samhain begins at dusk on the 31st and ends dawn on November 1st. Okay. Yes, and then the Day of the Dead starts. And no, I can't do a seance. That would be pretty cool if I could. Honestly, I probably couldn't get my mom to listen to me. Yeah, Ouija boards are a little bit iffy with me. They'll answer maybe one or two questions, and then they go straight into gobbledygook, and then they start counting down. So that. Oh, what Ouija board story do I want to relay? Okay, Kenny was 13 or 14.
And I was over at a friend of mine, Wesley. We were at his grandfather's house.
He was over at his friend Wesley's grandfather's house. And him and his friend were playing in the basement. And also, yes, I am married. I have been married for 3 years this Friday. Anyway.
His grandfather used to collect trains, and the entire basement had an entire fucking, setups. Like, everything you think of. Cities, towns, tunnels, mountains.
Wesley's grandfather collected trains, and the entire basement was basically a giant train setup. Mountains, villages, all sorts of stuff like that.
Anyway, we found a Ouija board upstairs, and we were downstairs fucking with it because we're stupid kids.
They were stupid kids fucking with the Ouija board that they found upstairs, down in the basement, asking stupid questions and whatnot.
And mind you, we never closed this portal or whatever the hell you want to call it, because when we were doing it, we asked if something could show us a sign that it was here. And the entire fucking train turned on and started moving. We freaked the fuck out and ran out of that basement.
If you couldn't hear him, they asked the spirit to show proof. The train sets turned on, and they ran out of the room without ever closing the Ouija board. Now, specifically about Ouija boards here for a second before, we tell you anything cool. A lot of things about Ouija boards that people will tell they are gateways, and this is not exactly true. It's just a board. You're interacting with something through the board. It's not like it's a mirror. Mirrors are gateways. That is why I will not suffer a mirror in any room but my bathroom. Oh yes, Kenny. Wait, are you gonna make them boogie?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
I'm in the storm.
I'm sorry.
That was glorious. I love it.
Kenny's playing Fortnite, and he was running from these weird ghoul things, and he used a boogie bomb on them, and they were just straight up. Yeah, and I know the camera is awful. Sorry. Yeah, we kind of played up how bad it is already by adding like filters over the lights. But so don't worry. Most of the time, and I do say most because there are always exceptions to every rule, a Ouija board cannot hurt you. Yeah, unless it's something so powerful that it didn't even need the Ouija board in the first place. Basically, I'm saying instead of it being like somebody interacting with you through the board, like text messaging, it would be like there's something already in the room with you nudging it. So, yeah, but it doesn't really happen. Though you do always want to remember to say goodbye at the end, because then you're giving whatever spirit was interacting with you permission to leave. If you forget to say goodbye, it's like forgetting to hang up the phone. Loki, you do not need to drink that tea. You are sweet enough already, baby. Loki loved to drink a him some sweet tea. Thank you. Boop, 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 boop. It's okay if you can't stay for very long. I'm gonna leave this up. I always do. But thank you again. I do know a lot of this stuff because gosh, it was all the way back in 5th grade. I started getting interested. It might be, honey. You might get you might have a spook following you around asking you to hang up the phone. Yeah, why did you go into her nursing home and take a placard? This idiot went into an abandoned, decrepit nursing home and took something out of it. On the very same night that he saw, and I'm quoting, shadow shit fluting about in rooms. Did I get that right? Flute. I didn't get that right. Really, I heard shadow shit. I probably did want to hear shadow shit. Shadow shit sounds better. Oh, hello. Hello, Thorador.
Tape recorders still to this day, like actual tape recorders that have fucking EVPs on them, if they believe that sort of shit.
Okay, if we ever get good equipment, I'm gonna actually sit and go through his tape recordings that have EVPs on them and upload them so that you guys can hear them too. But sadly, there's some on his computer right now. Really?
It's from old shit with me and Jennifer were doing stuff.
You might have to.
I'll let you hear them later and see what you can do.
Yeah.
Because I'd have to re-listen to them because I never cut them down or nothing. It's still the entirety of the fucking recording. And I think there's a little notepad in there that's got tick marks of when I heard shit.
Cool. What's your favorite candy? I know, right? That's such a hard question.
Something that I would go to without fail if I had no other choice, or something I just like above all else?
Something you love. Like a Halloween candy wise.
Favorite Halloween candy? Bottle caps, hands down.
Bottle caps for him, hands down. I like when I get the tiny little Kit Kats. I like chocolate, and I'm fond of chocolate Halloween candy, mostly because growing up, my dad would take me trick or treating, and then, oh, I have to go through your bag because, people might have poisoned it. And then, shut up. He's over here hoping I was dead. Yeah, you did. You said it. You said it. Everybody else that heard you said it. But his payment for going through was that he got to take whatever he wanted out, and he always took all the chocolate because my dad is a raging chocoholic. Yes, and now he is a raging alcoholic. But the reason why it seems like I do know so much about this stuff is that way back when I was still in elementary school, I think like 5th grade, I always used to be interested in mythology and stuff. I would read a lot about Greek mythology mostly. Then I got into Egyptian mythology, um, some Native American mythology, mostly because. No, not because of you, honey. I'm talking about way back in 5th grade.
Oh, I didn't hear the fifth grade part.
He's half Lumbee Indian. Um, point is I was always really interested in mythology, and at one point I randomly mentioned to my mom that I wanted to be a witch. Just offhanded. And my mom goes out and buys these books for me. I didn't even know that like being a witch was a legit thing you could do. I was like 10. I was
About being a Pokemon trainer at that point.
yeah, this was shortly after I had gotten over I want to be a Pokemon trainer. So, yes, it is dark because I don't want anybody to see my face. No, I mean, I can legit just show somebody a scar, but I'm perfectly chill with my scar. I just don't want anybody to see my face yet. No face reveals yet. Not yet. Wait until we have like a better camera or whatever.
Loki, I just why you run over my belly?
Because Loki loves you. That's why he's got to run over your belly. Okay, yes, Loki loves you enough to let you carry him around, not me. I'm jealous, okay? I'm jealous. But I don't. You are so distracting. Do you know that? So yeah, I've read up on a lot of this stuff for a very long time. If I remember correctly, telling a story about my mom, um, I don't know why I did that, but my mom and her older sister had actually, you can't see my hands down here at all. Yay! This is as high as it's gonna go, Kenny. None of you can see my boobs, right? Right? Right. Anyway, stop being yandere over people on the internet who can't see a thing and are probably just shocked that I'm like a giant loaf of bread wearing a hat. No, I am not pumpernickel bread. What? You should have said it then if it made you feel weird. Anyway, my mom and her oldest sister had very briefly, for a point in time, been a part of some Wicca coven. So my mom was totally down for me to just go out and explore whatever religion. She didn't really care. She didn't get super uber Christian, I think, until she started dying. And that was only because she kept actually legit dying there for a bit, like being clinically dead. And I remember very specifically my mom telling me, we were in the hospital. She had been clinically dead for about roughly 5 minutes. They managed to bring her back. It had been right after she'd had a seizure. She was going to be going into surgery to get a pacemaker put in, I think, the next day because her heart just kept stopping at this point. And my mom looked at me and said that when she had been briefly dead there for a moment, wherever she had been, it had been pitch black, perfectly quiet. She wasn't in any pain anymore. She didn't have any of her mental issues going on anymore. It was calm, it was quiet, it was peaceful, and she wanted to go back. So, you probably didn't see the facial expression that I made there, but one of the controversies surrounding my mom's death is whether or not it was accidental or on purpose. So, when it comes to the whole suicidal depression thing, trust me, I'm probably a really good person to talk to because I've seen it happen. I've been so depressed that I've just wanted everything to be over. Yeah, he got lucky one day. Trigger warning here. Um, a few years ago, we were living with his mom, and his mom, my now mother-in-law, is, to put it lightly, oh, I was gonna say she was a bitch. She's she's manipulative. Um, I have some mental issues aside from the depression. I've mentioned before as Echo in my Hex Radio, which will be starting up again next month. Excuse me, I burped. But I've got agoraphobia, social anxiety. The reason why I'm okay doing this right here is because I'm not physically looking at you guys. Like, otherwise I'm not good with people, around people. I'm awkward. I do awkward hand movements and weird voices and stuff, and you guys apparently like that, but like imagine talking to me in a store and just suddenly I'm in Russian accent and I don't know why. It just happened. I just suddenly. That's not even a good Russian accent either. But so, you know, I've got some mental things going on. Very specifically, I am diagnosed with borderline personality disorder. That's a fun thing to live with, let me tell you. I'm on Prozac. That helps. I'm more stable than I was. The bad thing about borderline personality disorder is it's not quite as swingy as what's that? Bipolar disorder. It's not quite that swingy. According to the therapist who officially diagnosed me, if he could, he would he would change the name of borderline personality disorder to post traumatic stress personality disorder because it's like you have post traumatic stress disorder worked into your very personality, your very being. Like, it's part of you. You can't really get over it. Nowadays, there are certain therapies that you can do that can help you manage it more, but it can't really change who you are. And once you reach a certain age, it's kind of hard to outgrow it because changing and growing as a person is really the only way that you can get over that mental disorder. Learning lots of good behaviors. Unfortunately, I did not get into proper therapy until I was already in my 20s, and stuff continued to happen to reinforce all of that stuff. So I'm probably never going to be over that. Because the only person I can really trust aside from Jessica and Danny is this guy. Everyone else in my life will let me down. I guess except you guys, but like you guys aren't like physically here. You know what I mean, don't you? This is really embarrassing. Can I just erase this last 30 minutes? I didn't mean to rant about this stuff. Like, I wanted to be like, hey guys, we're moving. Hey, here's some creepy stuff. Now it's just like, my mom died, and I've got serious depression. And one time, I was this close to killing myself, but it's such a good thing that your mom left me a to-do list. Shut up, Kenny. But no, like, a to-do list literally saved my life that day. I can't remember what had happened the day before. Oh, no, now I remember. It was because your mom had been ranting about she didn't like people going into her bedroom, and she left me alone to clean. And she put the vacuum cleaner in her bedroom. And she said, she didn't want anybody going into her bedroom. But on her to-do list was vacuum. So, because I remember her very specifically saying she didn't want anybody to go in her bedroom, I did not go into her bedroom. I swept up as best as I could. I did everything else on the list. She came home and screamed at me for nearly an hour about not vacuuming when she had me vacuum like basically every day. This woman is really crazy about vacuuming. So she chewed me out for the longest time, made me feel absolutely awful. His stepfather, her current husband, ended up saying something about how I should feel grateful because that wasn't even the worst that she could have said to me. Like, I just felt like crap. And then the next day before she left for work, she chewed me out again because I was staying by myself. Her and my now husband, they were going off to work, and I was going to stay home. And I started off that day angry. Very, very angry. But over the day, as I was doing chores and talking to people, I started to feel less angry about the whole situation and more like life just didn't matter at all. Like, if this was what my life was going to be, and so far, life had only shown me that it was only ever going to be this one way. If it was just going to keep up like that for the rest of whenever, what was the point? And having been in this position, I can tell you that giving yourself little tiny goals when you are at that point where you're going to do it, you have a plan, you're going to do it. All you have to do is just start out small. Just, okay, I will kill myself after I do this and this and this. And you can just keep adding on to it until eventually that moment is over, because that's what happened for me. She gave me a to-do list. I had to do all of these things. And it started off, there was no way I was going to kill myself before I finished this list, because she was going to come home, she was going to see I hadn't done a thing on that list, and she was going to say that I had killed myself because I was lazy. So it started off as just like this mildly like vindictive thing that if I was going to be dead, I was at least going to have people miss me when I was gone. So I started doing the list, and it took me until like almost 4 o'clock that day, I think. And my now nephew, his nephew, was getting home from school, and I was supposed to go up and pick him up. So I told myself, well, I don't want to do this now, because the last thing I want is for this child to come in here and see that and not know what was going on. So I was like, okay, I'll go pick him up and walk him back down here. So I kept putting it off. And then eventually he got home and I broke down and I told him the whole thing. I think he punched me. It was awful. Yeah, actually, it was the first and only time you've ever actually hit me. You punched me and like cried, and then I was crying, and then eventually we got into therapy and I got on medicine. But yeah, if you are ever feeling like suicidal, just try your best to make yourself a list. Honestly, if you can put it off until you know it'll pass, if you can get somebody in there to watch you, do that. Life Yeah?
Do some baking.
Do some baking, he says.
It takes a lot of time.
It-
It takes a lot of attention. And it helps me get distracted when I get in those moods.
I just uncovered the microphone.
Mhm.
I kept brushing up against it. Does this here, wait, what? Guys, that's where the guys was coming from. Can you hear me better now?
Can you hear me now?
Can you hear me now? Good. Shut up.
Oh yeah, that's my coping mechanism because I know it takes a while, and I'm a very big perfectionist at baking.
Oh, no, yeah, Kenny is a sweetheart. I love him. I adore him to pieces. I want to murder him sometimes, but mostly I love him. Honestly, I think wanting to kill your significant other is probably part of actually knowing that you really love them. Wanting to kill you, but knowing that if you were gone, I'd miss you too much. Yeah, who would do the dishes? Who would take care of me? I'm a big whiny baby. Oh, we are both from
Holy shit!
the South.
Yeet.
Not too far south, but definitely south. My grandfather is actually from Virginia. So if you hear a slight accent, that's probably because everybody in this area tends to have this accent, except for people who live in Kannapolis. People who live in Kannapolis have a very specific kind of southern accent that's different from the rest of the people who live like on the other side of the city. I have a friend who lives in Georgia. Her name's Danny. I adore her. She is the best. She's like everybody's mom. She's just Danny hangs out on my Discord. So if you ever want to, listen to Danny sing, come get on the Discord. It only costs $1 to get into the Discord. Oh, no, I'm definitely not British. Um, we we do drink sweet tea around here. We go through like a gallon a day almost between me and him and Loki. Loki love him some sweet tea. But I got totally off topic. This was supposed to be like a hey, I'm gonna tell you spooky stories thing. And then it's like, hey, listen to all of this stuff. And also I'm getting distracted by my husband playing Fortnite. Stop playing Fortnite. Get a real life. Actually, in our tea, we only put about, I think, a cup and a half of sugar because I like it sweet enough to taste, but not so sweet that it gives me cavities. Also, because the cat drinks it sometimes, and I don't want him to get diabetes. Diabetes. Yeah, actually, you should play Minecraft instead. Yes. 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 Play Minecraft. But okay, so some spooky stuff that has happened around here specifically. What? Okay, I'm sorry. You should. He just launched himself on a four-wheeler? I don't know. Discord. My Patreon. The first tier, you pay $1. You don't have to do the dollar a month thing. You can just do it the one time. It'll come out that time. The Discord link is right in my thank you message, and then you can back out of the Patreon. I don't care if you continue to pay me every month. You don't have to do that. You guys are sweet enough as it is. Shout out to Marco. Marco is like my only Patreon right now. But yeah, he's been playing Fortnite this whole time. Marco Polo. Marco Polo.
Fuck you, I'm gonna push you right now.
Kenny, please don't fuck a horse.
I'm gonna horse. Oh, get her in there.
Wait, are you Marco? Hello.
Yeah.
No, wait, if you were Marco, then you'd already know that you're in the Discord.
Oh God.
I don't think where's my phone?
Somewhere.
I I'll have to look after the stream and see if I can find out. But right now, Marco is my only patron. So yeah, that's a thing. Um, creepy stuff. Keep getting off topic. So many things happen. Creepy things. So one night, me and this guy over here, we were arguing. Don't remember what. We we argue a lot. We mostly bicker, but sometimes we argue. We're that couple that when it comes up, we're going to go ahead and get it out of the way instead of letting it fester and build until we actually hate each other. You know, like most married couples with children do. They pretend that they love each other, but they're only staying together for the children. Their love for each other has long ago festered into an undulating rage that has consumed their entire being.
Like my mother.
Yeah, like your mother.
This is one of my stepdads for so long because he had a good job and could help take care of us.
Oof, never be in a relationship for the monetary benefits. Trust me, I am not in a relationship for the monetary benefits. We're both poor as heck. We on food stamps. He goes to a free clinic. We had to get financial help in order to afford enough money to move into an equally shitty apartment.
Oh shit.
That was literally built by the same people that built our current apartments. So we're mostly moving to get away from the landlord. By the way, we're moving. It is not a better apartment. Technically, we're paying more, but we need to get away from these landlords. At least moving, my dad is the maintenance man of the apartments that we're moving to. So if something breaks, he will fix it, which is what matters the most. Getting stuff fixed. Because right now we have a hole in the ceiling that nobody will fix. And I really wish that like we had a good camera, because then I could take you guys around and I could go look at this shitty hole in the shitty ceiling. I can't.
Our spider children are in there.
Yes, our spider children live in there. We love them.
She loves them.
I love them. He's an arachnophobe.
That throat level is better.
I'm sorry that this has been the most boring stream ever. One of these days, when I do one of these things, I'm gonna actually know what I'm doing. But for now, I'm just an awkward mess. He's not playing Minecraft. He just opened up the NES online thing. What are you gonna play?
I don't know. I was gonna play Mario, but now I don't feel like shit.
I think he's gonna play Mario. He might not. Apparently doesn't feel like it anymore. But we've argued a few times, and I remember this one night, I came downstairs. I was so mad at him. I always threaten that I'm going to leave and go sleep on the couch. He will not let me. He will chase me down because apparently the argument is not over until I am calm enough to sleep in the same bed with him. I don't know.
I don't have very good logic function.
Yeah, I know you don't have a very good logic function.
I don't have a little voice in the back of my head.
Stop beating your foot with the remote. Anyway. Yes, it's Halloween and you're Anubis. Anyway. So I came downstairs and we have stairs. They go down like this. And there's like a half wall. And then there's our entertainment center that we kind of stole out of the neighbor's apartment when they moved and they left it behind. They left it behind. Yeah, it's not exactly stealing if it's abandoned. At the time, the property was still owned by the person who owns the apartments that we're moving to, and my dad was cleaning out the apartment because they needed to get it ready for the next people to move in, and he went, "Do you want this?" And I went, so then we got it. So there's an entertainment stand, big square thing. The cats like to hang out on top of it. So coming down the stairs, there's a lot there blocking sight. And then there's this little closet under the stairs. And I came down, and for whatever reason, I don't know, I swung around the corner and I plopped my butt down in front of the closet. And I was just sitting there fuming. And from upstairs, he's yelling at me to come back. And then your voice started doing that cute, adorable little kid. Oh, it's very cute. There's nothing cuter than your terrified voice because he saw something and it was not me. So then he came down the stairs and he sat on the couch here and I was all the way over there and we were talking and then apparently he saw a shadow up at the top of the stairs start to come down and it looked like me. And this is not the first time he has seen a shadow version of me. Honey, I really wish you could tell the basement story because I was upstairs during most of it. Well, I guess I can start and you can cut in. Hi. For a little while, we were living at his grandmother's, in her basement. And the far corner of the basement, there was like a work table and a curtain and our bed. That's where we had our dresser and stuff, and that's where we lived. And that's where what? That's where we lived and slept and whatever. And one night, and I'm gonna try my best. One night we were downstairs, and oh, I'm not gonna tell everything. But one night we were downstairs and we were doing some couple stuff. Like couples do. I am embarrassing. And something happened. Something happened that made me laugh. And I was laughing because I thought he did the thing on purpose. He did not. So then he was upset at me for laughing. And then we started arguing because I was trying to apologize. But, we were arguing. So I got mad at him and I went up the stairs. to the bathroom. And I was fuming. I was trying to calm down. It didn't feel like it was my fault. I couldn't understand. Like, it was a misunderstanding, communication. I wasn't laughing at him. I was laughing at thinking that he did the thing on purpose. And from downstairs, I hear running, just like rapid, like running noises, like scampering. Like he was down there just freaking out. And I was like, what the heck? And then I came out of the bathroom and he was sitting on the basement stairs, just curled up in a ball, miserable, almost shivery, terrified out of his mind. Because something had scared him in the basement. And Honey Bunny, would you like to begin to relay to me the parts of the story that I was not there for? I'm sorry, he's busy playing hide and go seek in Minecraft.
Anyway, whatever it was, you were upstairs, I reckon, and I saw what looked like you on the other side of the table.
Okay, so while I was upstairs and he was still downstairs,
Mind you, this is all in like almost pitch black.
the basement is basically pitch black. There were no lights on. There are very tiny windows in this basement, so there was like enough ambient light to be able to see a shadow shape, but not to actually see anything else. He saw a shadow on the other side of the table that he thought was me. Okay.
And it just stood there for a second and stared at me.
Yeah, it was just standing there, staring at him.
And that was when I what apparently the boy should think is adorable. I said kid in a very shaky voice.
So then he did his kid voice. Kid.
The moment I did that, this thing fucking like leaned forward and then bolted to the other side of the table and started to come around at me.
Okay, so the moment he asked if it was me, this thing leaned forward and then bolted around to the other side of the table and started to come towards him.
I panicked and ran.
He panicked and ran. So, that's from upstairs. I heard him scampering. Like so many feet. I can't hear you do your scampering feet sounds. But
That was a lot scary to me.
mind you, when this is happening to you, it's a lot scarier than it sounds. Just imagine that you're chilling in a dark basement and you see what you think is your soon to be wife. And you call her name.
She just kind of jerkily moves.
And then she just jerkily twitches at you.
And then starts to dash towards the other side of the table like it.
And then it turns out your wife was upstairs all along. I'm sorry, Thor, did you bring me the hair tie?
It's no worse than feeling stuff climbing into bed with me when you're upstairs.
Wait, you felt something climb into the bed with you when I wasn't around?
Yeah.
Oh. Okay, so apparently whatever likes to mess around likes to try to I don't know what it's trying to do to you. But it need to stop. I have mustache.
It glitched.
Oh, you're invisible again. I have mustache. I mustache you question. Would you like to wear the headset for a moment?
No.
Aww.
You could mute the headset for a moment.
He have a cute voice.
I have no voice.
You have a voice. If you didn't have a voice, how could I talk to you?
I have the voice of an angel that has swallowed too much gravel and been beat by a shovel.
Can you repeat that a little bit closer?
I said I have the voice of an angel that has swallowed too much gravel and was beaten by a shovel.
I'm married to that. Eating was a mistake.
Now you're starving.
What?
Now you're starving.
No, eating was a mistake because I'm trying to do this stream thing. And we don't have a proper camera or mic setup, so it's not like, I can spare anybody the sound of me nom nom nomming.
Here's my plate back.
Here's your plate back. Sorry, I haven't eaten since 2:30 today, and it is now 9:20. And all I had to eat today was a chicken nugget. Okay, not one chicken nugget. I think it was like 4 chicken nuggets. This guy, though, didn't eat until I got home from work. Because he's an idiot.
I can take care of myself.
You cannot take care of yourself. I didn't mean to do the
4 people in one day.
the I am sorry I'm subjecting you all to an eating ASMR right now. That's where I pulled out the hangnail, remember? Oh. Oh, no, that's just dye from the black socks.
Hey, fuck you, buddy.
My feet pick up color. But yes, we live on the East Coast. Arms, not as beefy as I said they were in the one story. It's been a few years, guys. I don't get to work out anymore. I wish I could, though, because I liked being beefy. It was always very nice to randomly scoop up my friends and away with them. Why is watching you play Minecraft hide and seek so distracting? Okay. We live in North Carolina. It's not like you're gonna find us from we live in North Carolina. And even if you did, we'd just be like, hey, please come in and play Unstable Unicorns with us. Or maybe Cards Against Humanity. We haven't been able to play Cards Against Humanity with somebody in a while. Come here, child. Let me pet you.
No.
But our first apartment together was actually in a repurposed hospital. And well, there were people who lived in the previous morgue downstairs. Trust me, if we could have gotten into the morgue, we would have happily gotten into the morgue, apparently. His aunt used to live in that morgue when he was little.
I'm telling you from experience from staying the night there, that place was hella haunted.
Apparently, he's saying from experience from staying the night there, it was hella haunted.
In the middle of the night, you could hear the elevator coming down, and the elevator wasn't even in the shaft.
In the middle of the night, you would hear the elevator in the morgue coming down, and there was no elevator in the shaft. That's
It actually
creepy.
remade into a closet.
It was remade into a closet. Do you know what our room used to be?
In the OR.
Really? It was the OR?
It wasn't.
Okay, so our room used to be one of the ORs of the hospital. Operating room. And I never saw any actual physical manifestations, but there were quite a few times that I would be at home by myself. You can't see my face, don't you lie. I'd be at home by myself and something would just get knocked off the top of the fridge, We didn't have cats back then either, so it couldn't have been a cat. Like, stuff that didn't have any right getting knocked over would get knocked over or moved. Oh, yeah, like, you'd be in the bathroom and you could hear people talking from the other room and there'd be nobody there. I'll fight you. But there were a couple of times that this guy over here actually saw, like, full-on doctors in the room while he was sleeping. Well, I mean, like, you were awake.
I remember laying in bed one night and you got up to go use the bathroom and I rolled over and I looked at the fucking TV, which was off. And in the reflection of the fucking TV, there was someone standing in the kitchen portion of our fucking apartment. And I looked around real quick and there's no one the fuck there. And I looked back and there's nothing there to look like that.
Okay, so apparently one night when I was in the bathroom and he was by himself in the TV, he saw a reflection of someone in the kitchen, and when he turned around, there was nobody there and nothing that could have made a reflection that would have looked like there was somebody there.
I even got up and tried to figure it out.
He even got up and tried to figure it out.
That was that night you came in and asked what the heck I was doing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, some of this shit I never told you because you used to hate sleeping in there with that giant ass mirror.
I hate sleeping in front of mirrors. Mirrors are gateways.
I know.
Mirrors are gateways. Guys, like, just mirrors have no right being in any room other than the bathroom. Okay. Okay. This is a good one, guys. Oh, yeah, it is. Because I just remembered because something that you said reminded me of thing. Yeah, I'm doing the weird
Oh,
voice.
shit, I barely got away with that.
Okay.
Bitch, walk away.
So, where we used to live in Thomasville, we don't live there anymore, so what's the point in, what's the harm in telling them we used to live in Thomasville? They had a, like a flea market, farmer's market kind of thing.
No.
Oh, yeah! Oh, you know it's good when he starts yelling, God, no. Yeah, it was a weird situation. So, there was a farmer's market, would be open on weekends, and it would be closed during the week. So, we were poor as fuck, poorer than we are now, which is hard to believe. Back then, he was the only one working. We were living in a, honestly, kind of crappy studio apartment, which was the old hospital. We barely had money for food. So during the weekday, when we knew that the farmer's market was closed and that anything that they had left there, they would definitely have to throw out by the time they came back around, we would go out there and sniff around the booths and see if they left any kind of like food that would be edible. We found a big bag of rice like that. One time we found a whole watermelon. Yeah, that was the same night as the rice. We walked home with a giant bag of rice and a watermelon. Big watermelon. They actually left 2 watermelons, but we could only carry 1. Well, actually, I think the only reason we continued to carry it was because we were going to your mom's, and we brought the watermelon. Yeah, but we most of the time the things that we found that were still edible would be like onions, garlic, rice, shallots, just small stuff. But trust me, that rice saved our life a few times. Sometimes we would only have rice with a little bit of hamburger in it. This is me gazing wistfully into the past. So anyway, we were out there at the flea market. It was getting to be fall. It was just cold enough that I could wear a hoodie and be comfortable. And I stayed just cold enough. It was probably a lot colder than that because I get hot very easily and I don't like to be warm. Why is that man shirtless?
I don't know.
Anyway, so to set you up, gonna try to actually watch my hands on camera so I can set you up properly. Here, closer to you guys. This is the entrance. Way back here, closer to me. I hit the microphone, sorry. There was another entrance. We'd just come out of a booth right here. There were a row of booths over here. And further over here were some woods. It must have been like what, 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning?
Something like that.
It was 2 or 3 in the morning. It was at that weird time where pretty much everybody was asleep and nobody who would need to get up early or work third shift would be out. Like, it was that dead quiet time.
Actually, that was a few days before it started snowing.
Yeah, it was a few days before it started snowing. So, from out of the woods over here, I saw somebody walking out. Mind you, this is me continuing to. This is the row of booths. So somebody over here was coming out of the woods. And me and Kenny, all the way over here, kind of panicked a little because it's. Oh, yeah, who the fuck? What the fuck? If I ever get monetized, this video is so demonetized for the amount of curse words in it. So, we weren't exactly doing anything illegal. They left that food there to rot. They would have thrown it out by the time the market reopened the coming weekend. Yeah, at that point, when it wasn't open, it was a public place. There were no trespassing signs. But it's not exactly like we wanted anybody to see us walking around the empty booths taking stuff. I mean, that's kind of embarrassing. So we saw him coming out of the woods and we got a little bit spooked. And we decided, let's pretend that we're out jogging. For the first time now, you guys can kind of see me. And just jogging? What brilliant idea was that? Who would believe that this was out jogging? So we decided to pretend we were out jogging. So we take off at a hearty little run. Mind you, the guy was coming out of the woods over here. And from up ahead of us, on this side, we see this guy step, like, out of the light, like, out of the shadows, and he was standing in one of the booths. Like, I don't know how he got in it, but there was the table, and there was him. Couldn't see anything from, like, the waist down on this guy. And by this point, we were tired. I mean, it was 3 in the morning. It was cold. We couldn't breathe. We had our little hoodie pockets loaded up with, like, shallots. We were tired. We didn't want to keep running. Here was this guy. So we slowed down. And he, like, kind of called out to us a little. Not, like, a lot. Just like a, hey. So we stopped. I guess we thought, hey, maybe if we talk to this guy, everything would be okay. It gets worse. What? Here's the thing. To this day, even directly after it happened, we could not tell you what he looked like. And okay, that's not a big deal when it comes to me because, like, I'm face blind. I can't tell you what anybody looks like right after I see them. What?
I remember faces easier than anything.
But this guy right here, he can remember a face super well. The only thing I can remember about this guy is that he was smiling. I can't even remember if he had hair. I think he might have been kind of pale. I'm not sure. I think he was dressed in camo. Okay, according to husband, he was sickly pale. But it was also like 3 in the morning. We were under street lights and everything was yellow and washed out. So we can't be sure.
I don't remember camera.
I swear to you, he was dressed in head to toe camo. Sorry, I thought the stream stopped for a second there. But yeah, he was dressed in like head to toe camo, I swear to you. Unless that was just his body, we don't know. But he asked some weird questions, and what we specifically remember him asking was something about whether or not we believe in God. And I'm pagan as hell. So we kind of we did our best to, yeah, sort of appease this guy, not say for sure yes or no or maybe so or anything specific, but it left the weirdest taste in our mouths for the longest time. I don't think we ever went back after that. We never went back there after that. It was just, he basically teleported. He asked us weird questions. We had no idea where he came from. By the time we walked away from him and got to the end and looked back, he was gone. Like,
and mind you, this was a massive open field that we crossed. They were standing there watching.
yeah.
We turned around and we would have seen someone walking away.
This was a massive open field. When we looked back, we should have seen somebody walking away, but we didn't. And it's still weird as heck how he got from over here on our right sides to over here ahead of us on our left. Like, it shouldn't have happened. It was just not a thing that should have happened. There was a lot of times we'd be out walking around in Thomasville and see a lot of weird shadows. And then there was that one time we swear up and down there was like a big giant dog following us, and when we got home, we actually heard like dog nail clippy clap clap, like walking down the hall and then scratching at her door. But when you looked under the door, there was nothing.
You looked under that one time. We saw a shadow pacing.
Yeah, we saw a shadow pacing. We saw a shadow, but we didn't see like paws or anything physical. It was weird. Thank you guys. Have a good night. I'm sorry I've basically spent an hour and a half talking about nothing because I thought for sure I had something planned, but then I sat here and was like, and now I'm just gonna chill out with my friends. Yee. I'm careful. It's not going down.
You not see my sword? It's right here.
What?
Trying to think.
Sorry. Hmm. We have lots of creepy things that have happened to us since we've been living together, but mostly stuff it's hard to explain. Like, we'll be downstairs and all of the cats will be downstairs with us. Yeah, and we'll hear like people footsteps upstairs in the bedroom and there's nobody there.
We're on the last end, so we have no neighbors on our side.
Yeah, and we're on the last end, so it's not like we have any neighbors above us or on our side that we should be able to, hear them walking around. Mostly it's shadows, things moving around. The weird time I saw the fairy arm. A couple of times we've seen something furry moving around in the room when none of the cats are in there.
There's a time I had something jerk the shower curtain.
Something jerked the shower curtain on him.
Like, I'm not all the way up. I heard the damn things on top screech across the metal.
That not all the way open, but like enough that the little metal ringy bits, they moved.
Fuck! I ain't been found! I'm stuck! I'm stuck. I'm dead.
You never get found. This is weird.
I know.
Oh, you get visited by that succubus all the time. I would fight her if I could, but I cannot.
That's some weird ass dreams though, okay?
Yes, I know, they're weird dreams, and I'm sorry you suffer through them, but I would fight her if I could.
I tried.
Yes, you tried, and you failed. You'd like to.
Come back here.
Trying to think of anything else creepy. Anything else weird that's happened? I mean, just kind of almost the places we've lived have just been kind of weird. I lived in an orphanage that, like, seriously, like, back when my hometown was founded, this was an orphanage. It was still being used as a group home. I lived there for a year. We lived in a renovated hospital for a year. We lived in an old mill that had been converted into apartments.
Hey, remember the taco box incident?
Taco box.
Yeah, when you come around the corner and you
Oh, God. Fuck, I forgot about that. I must have blocked that out of my mind. Okay. So, at the old mill house when we were living there, um, we had gotten one of them big Taco Bell box packs for everybody to eat for dinner. Message redacted. We were all living there. I don't know, just message redacted, but we were all living. Yes, I'm so glad we were living. It was me and my husband, my roommate, who is no longer a friend of mine, and who I would gladly see burn in the fiery pits of hell. Oh, if she watches, then good, she knows. But there was her and her husband. I think at the time Jen and Ryan were still living with us too. Anyway, there were 6 of us in a 3-bedroom apartment, and we got a couple of Taco Bell boxes for dinner. And they were sitting on the stove, and how it was is there was the stairs to upstairs. My bedroom was back here. There was a hallway with a bathroom. There was a refrigerator as it opened up into the kitchen living room area. And good to know King Turtle 37 assumes genders. You were missing the messages up there. But there was the refrigerator sitting at the end of the hall, so it kind of extended the hall out a bit. And you couldn't see the stove, like the top of the stove, fully until you were at a certain point down the hall. So I'm coming down the hall, I see the stove. I see the Taco Bell box. I see a hand reaching out like messing into the Taco Bell box, but I wasn't quite far enough down the hall to see who was standing there. And the hand pulls back like somebody was stepping back behind the refrigerator to hide. And considering this guy likes to try to scare me and everybody else there likes to try to scare each other, I was like, oh, I'm gonna be sneaking up on somebody who think they're gonna scare me. There was nobody in the kitchen. I saw that hand, but there was nobody in the kitchen, and I proceeded to just be freaked out for like the next several days trying to like I reenacted the entire thing, so I knew that what I saw, like I had him walk down the hall and I had my hand and I did the whole retracty thing, like stepping behind, and it shouldn't have even been possible for me to even hide behind the refrigerator. I saw something. It was creepy. It's honestly not the first time we've seen like weird hand things reaching out. What?
Disembodied body parts.
Yes, disembodied body parts.
When I was little, I once woke up to use the bathroom.
You want to lean
And
towards me?
It says, when I was little, I once woke up because I had to use the bathroom. And I remember that this ended with me screaming for my grandmother because when I went to go get up out of bed, I looked off the edge of my bed because being a child, I was always afraid of shit. And I saw a fucking pair of feet, I shit you not, clear as day, coming out from under my bed, and they slowly slid back under my bed. Just, yeah.
Okay. That's creepy.
Shut up.
You're a weirdo. Careful, I'm gonna make everybody see you. Uh-huh.
I
I'll...
have my face on.
You don't have your face on?
I'm asking you not to, and I will be severely pissed off.
I'm not gonna do it. I love you too much to do that to you.
I hate cameras.
He hates cameras. Oh, look, it's a ghost.
I remember the last
Not actually here. Trust me, if I actually saw a ghost, I'd be like, oh shit, it's Minecraft. Ugh. No, 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 Thor.
But I remember another thing, kid. There's a picture. Okay, whatever. To set this up, my grandmother, whom I used to live with growing up, was a burn victim. She was left in the house that was on fire when she was really, really little. So, like, before she was even a year old. They didn't think she'd make her first Christmas, and yet here she is, almost 70. Take that, doctors. Point is, there's always been photos and stuff about the house that burned down and how it's supposed to be haunted and shit. I've seen these photos firsthand, and what they say are true because there's one of them that if you look in the top upstairs windows of the burned out house, you can see someone standing up there looking down at the people in the picture. And there was only those people there, and that was one of them that day. That was the day we found the truck out in the woods and all these weird cheese shells around it.
What's your least favorite Halloween candy?
The kind I can't eat.
What do you mean the kind you can't eat?
The kind that people used to take from me.
Oh,
I don't know. I don't have a least favorite. Oh, yes, I do. Those weird peanut butter taffy things.
wait. What do you mean the weird peanut butter taffy things?
I used to hate those growing up.
When I finally tried them, I was shocked to find that they were delicious.
But I used to hate them when I was growing up.
Hi, Thor
I
adorable.
don't know.
Shoot. You know, I don't like the original chocolate Tootsie Rolls myself either. I like the flavored ones. Specifically, I like the orange ones and the vanilla ones.
And you mix them together and they're very
Yeah, you mix them together and get an orange creamsicle. I think the cherry ones are pretty good too, but I don't know. There's just something about the original Tootsie Roll flavor that's just kind of.
There's seriously, I know there's a candy somewhere that I don't like.
It's like a discount chocolate. It's like if someone who had never in their life eaten chocolate tried to reproduce the taste based only on what other people had told them. Also, like, there are so many times I wish that we had a good enough setup that we could do the thing where we actually have the camera and we can go around and make little videos based on just the weird stuff that happens. But 90% of it would just be me describing the way things smell, and I don't want to have to subject you guys to that. I'm really good at describing how things smell, especially if they smell bad. Do you know how many times you've been at home and I've been on the bus and I've sent you a message that's like, it smells like hot cat piss and armpits in here? This is why I should have my phone, but I'm really good at smells. Like, no, shoot, there was something the other day on the bus. Oh, no. Okay. There was a lady at work today. Very specifically, there was a lady at work today. And she was wearing some kind of perfume. And I don't know why she thought this was a good idea because her perfume smelled like graveyard dirt and old potpourri. Like, it actually smelled like graveyard dirt, that specific kind of old, damp earth that's slightly moldy, like something's decaying deep inside of it.
Sure you didn't just come across a zombie?
No, she had children.
Are you saying zombies can't have children?
I'm saying zombies can't have alive children.
How do you know those children were alive?
They didn't smell like graveyard dirt.
Well, then let's start rotting then.
I don't know. It was weird smell. Like, at first, when I got the first whiff of it, I was like, is this bacon molded? Oh, by the way, I did bacon today instead of yogurt. I don't like when I get to work and I'm not doing what they told me I'm going to do. Oh, right. Still, hmm. So, originally, I wanted to do a Clover video, a very, very short one that would have come out yesterday, but I didn't have time to write up the script for it, but it was going to be like super tiny. It was literally just going to be a thing like, her being all, "Hey, Pumpkin, do you have any plans for tonight? No? Would you like to stay in and watch some movies with us? I know you've got some problems with your friends, and I just don't want you to be alone." Kind of a thing. So it was just going to set up that the night before Halloween, the listener, you guys, and Clover would be at home watching movies. So technically, right now in Clover's universe, you guys are sitting with Clover on a couch watching movies. And
You know damn well she would have drug you into her lap.
what do you mean she would have drug you into her lap?
Isn't that just sense of cuddle?
You could definitely use her lap as a pillow. She just sit there, pet your head like you a little kitten.
Fuck you guys, there's too many of us. Can't see.
I don't know why I'm continuing to do this. This petting motion, but there's nothing
Fuck
here.
off.
But basically, it's a whole big setup for her alibi.
Jeez.
I have already written today the conclusion script for what has happened to your ex friend. It's not really in big detail, more like a
Damn.
hey, heard this thing on the news. Aww. Okay, Thor, come here. Come here. Okay. Yes, it is the spoopy month. Halloween is my favorite holiday. No, what's your favorite holiday? November 2nd is only a wait, November 2nd is a holiday. Oh, hush up. November 2nd is our anniversary. November 2nd is also when we're moving. We're moving. Which reminds me, I've got to make sure my dad can help us move stuff. You talked to Nick? No, I've always loved Halloween. 9 times out of 10, I've always been a witch. I think there's only a couple of times I've ever been anything else. What have you been? Wait, you've been a homeless? I was a hobo for Halloween one year. Well, I went around calling myself a hobo. I had an old.
The stupidest Halloween costume any of us kids ever came up with was my little sister, who one year went out trick or treating in a pair of fuzzy slippers, her pajamas, and a bathrobe. And said she was a lady from the spa.
Well, I mean.
Points for creativity, right?
Points for creativity.
Comfortability. My favorite Halloween costume I ever did growing up was Wolverine.
You were Wolverine?
Yep. Like cool X-Men one with like the hat and not the hat, the cowl and shit.
Oh, like
really
when he was.
Bright yellow costume. The really bright yellow costume one.
Yeah. Thor, did you drop the hair tie down the couch?
You guys get the fuck up out of the way. I can't sit. Assholes. This is the first damn obstacle I can't even get by because these ass monkeys can't fucking get out of here. Fuck off.
Hair tie. Cat. He just launched himself off the couch so hard he sent the mouse to the floor. I don't know where it went. I don't see it. He is so terrified that I'm accidentally going to show you guys a boob. Yes, you are. You're scared of lots of things, like spiders and being alone.
I'm afraid of being alone because I hate my own thoughts. You do realize the only thing that keeps me stable, right?
Honey, you probably could classify as a psychopath. Well, I mean, there was that weird psychosociopathy test that we did on YouTube like a few years ago. Yeah. This child will not hurt himself. He is running around the boxes. If he was going over the boxes to chase the hair tie, I would be worried. But he is not.
Until I started packing, I didn't realize how much breakable bullshit we had.
Honestly, I didn't think I had any breakable bullshit anyway. I mean, aside from, like, our son and my mom. By the way, when I say our son, I mean when me and Kenny first moved back to my hometown, there was a little black kitten. I'm gonna cry if I tell the story all the way, but I'm just letting you guys know. Little black kitten, precious, precious baby. He had conjunctivitis. It ended up causing his one eye to go partially blind by the time we could get him to the vet to take care of it. He was sick his entire life. He ended up getting FIP and dying. And we have an urn that he's in that normally sits in the living room with us next to my mom. Well, 3/4 of my mom. What? Just the urn that my mom's in isn't big enough for her. What? Okay, but it really is about mom. Technically, everybody is splitting a bone mecha in a flesh armor. Excuse me. Meat marshmallow.
I'm a giraffe.
You're not a giraffe. Yes. I have 2 black cats. This is Thor. And his brother Loki is on top of the entertainment center. And then we have a giant pile of mashed potatoes named Lily. She is actually a dilute Torby with white, which means she is a mostly gray and mottled kind of orangey color, like a moldy sweet potato, with a white belly and white paws. And the reason why we make fun of her all the time, calling her a potato, is that when she was little, she didn't like to be picked up and carried. Like, you couldn't, like, scoop her up and carry her anyway. The only way you could carry her was if you tossed her under your arm like this. And we were taking her to the vet, and they were trying to carry her out of the room, and she was having a fit. And I opened up my mouth. I looked the vet in the eye, and I said, "The only way you can carry her is to toss her under your arm like a sack of potatoes." And ever since then, we have jokingly called her a potato.
Ever since then, the vet always picks her up like that.
Yeah, and ever since then, the vet will pick her up like that. And it's just the best way to carry her. But, now that she's older, she's a shoulder cat. She loves to be on your shoulder, to the point where if she's on top of the entertainment center and I'm standing too close to it, she will try to climb down onto my shoulder. Oh, hey! That guy that likes everything is finally here from trick-or-treating. You have not missed much because I'm an idiot who just sits around and chit-chats with you guys like you're my best friends instead of doing any of the things that I said I was going to do. Like tell creepy stories. Oh, hey, it's Funtime Foxy. Husband is playing Minecraft. He just walked up on somebody whose avatar was Funtime Foxy.
I'm not sure how I feel about this kid.
I don't know how to feel about that either.
Off of that box, there's breakable shit around.
1 second, I have to remove a potato. Lily, don't be there! Lily, don't be there!
Give me the fat turd.
No!
I want the fat turd.
I'm not giving you a fat turd. She's my potato. I'm gonna show off her soft mashed potato belly. Oof. To everybody. She's grumpy. She's always grumpy, but look at this belly. Ugh. How can you be mad at anything that has a belly like this?
Shit.
Why are you leaned in? What are you doing? What are you doing to that person?
What do you think?
Who would win in a fight? Legion from Mass Effect or Clover?
Clover.
You really think Clover would win?
Well, she's smarter.
She is pretty smart. I mean, she is super sneaky.
Because you
She's
have numbers doesn't mean you can win.
she's smart enough that she's set up a whole alibi for her murder. And I mean, her entire alibi is that, Pumpkin and I are sitting in tonight watching movies. We've got lots of popcorn and soda, and then, once my pumpkin falls asleep on the couch, I'm going to sneak out and murder his former best friend.
Right, I feel like that'd be a great accomplishment.
You'd probably be a great accomplice, but I don't know why you would want to.
Why wouldn't I want to?
Why would you want to?
Yes.
It's sweet tea time. My throat's dry. Two hours of bullshit. Excuse me.
Anything.
I'm just gonna set this next to there by now. Kenny.
Cool. My computer decided it was time.
Apparently, okay. You saw my cup. I set it down, and now look at the stream.
My computer's a thirsty boy. My computer's not a boy.
Your computer is Nina.
Yes, I named my computer Nina.
He named his computer Nina. I call mine the Stray because I found it on the side of the road. Oh, you think the evil laughs thing is fun? Okay, no. When I got to work today, we had a Dorothy, a Scarecrow, a Tin Man, and a Cowardly Lion, but their Wicked Witch had backed out last minute. So, for some reason, my coworkers decided to keep swinging by and having me witch cackle at them. That was fun. But I was always nervous at the start. I'd be like, and then they'd be like, oh, that's pretty good. And then it would evolve into, I'm sorry for anybody's eardrums that I just blew out.
Like what?
I'm sorry, honey. I didn't mean to blow your your ear balls out. Oh, Thorador. Oh, Thorador.
Follow me.
I am actually okay. Random fun story about the witch laugh. When I was 9, my mom had like 8 cats. I think she had 8 cats at this point in time. She ended up getting 1 cat, and then that 1 cat got pregnant with 7 kittens, and then she got pregnant again and had kittens, and then those kittens had kittens, and before you knew it, we had 32 cats, and my mom had no idea how to get rid of them because my mom was softer than she liked to say that she was. But I was 9 and weird anyway, so I got it in my head that I was just gonna start cackling like a witch. So I started cackling like a witch. The fact that I was me is funny, so I kept doing it. And next thing you know, I'm like flopped out on the couch, laughing like a psychopath. And one of the cats stepped onto my chest, leaned forward, and bit me on the nose. And that surprised me so much I stopped laughing. And then the cat kind of looked at me like, and then just walked off. Good job, cat. You knew exactly what to do.
Oh,
Surprisingly well, actually. I'm not nervous. Look, I don't care. This is like the same body I've had since I was 12. I grew very strange.
I honestly hope it's the same body you've had since you're 12. If you stole someone else's, I'd like to know how you did that. This is not the body I was born with. I borrowed it from a mortician.
But no, I was 5'7" by the time I was 11.
I only got that tall when I was in high school.
And then I started growing out. So I've been pretty much this exact same size since I was 12. I briefly got skinnier in high school when I got beefy, but what? But no, I'm perfectly comfortable. This isn't what bothers me. It's this. I don't know. I don't want somebody to see my face and be like, "Oh my god, that voice comes out of that face." And then just never want to watch my videos again because they can't like get rid of the horrible mental image of my face.
Well, what the hell? It's like moved out to the eyeballs out.
Honey, you cannot go gouge out my subscribers' eyeballs.
I can if they don't like it. It would help. Probably help me. It would help.
Years to get their eyes gouged out by my husband.
I have spoons.
He has spoons. I'm waiting a long time for 3 people to say something. I think they've all run away. I I think they heard gouge your eyes out with spoons and went, nope, I'm out of here.
Why is there a door up there?
I don't know why there's a door up there.
Let's get up there.
Anyway,
Can I fly? Fuck this wall. I've fallen. Can't get up. Anywho.
spooky story about a ghost, encounter with a wendigo, and bro got a bork bork nom nom.
What?
I'm just reading off this comment by Nathaniel Green. You're gonna have to make your own video because I'm super interested in ghost stories and Wendigo stories and whatever the heck Bork Bork Nom Nom is. Okay, I mean I'm aware that's a dog, but like Bork Bork Nom Nom.
Dog eat him.
Did the dog eat your brother?
Have teeth or nom nom.
Have teeth will travel. What?
Look at all of them. What is that? What is... Someone in there.
Here is just a long moment of me staring at nothing because husband won't stop trying to get my attention.
I'm not getting your attention. You're distracting yourself.
You're trying to get my attention. You're like, hey, look at this. Hey, look at that. Hey, what is this?
Half the time I talk to myself. I am, after all. Best conversation in this room.
You are not the best conversation in this room. I am. There are people taking time out of their
What makes sense?
time.
I do it every day.
You live with me. You have to spend time with me.
Shite.
You're right. You don't have to. You do it because you love me.
This is Wolf.
You know, honestly, technically speaking, I probably should just go ahead and end the stream because I can't remember half the spooky stuff that I wanted to say. I've said the ones that I can remember. I've told everybody that we're moving and when. I've let everybody know that November 2nd is our anniversary. I've shown them the cats, but not in this lighting.
Shall I get a potato?
Yes, please get a potato for me. He's getting a potato for me. But Oh, I think I did a plug for the Discord. How you go to my Patreon and you sign up for the lowest tier for $1, and the thank you note will give you the Discord. And you can back out as soon as you get the Discord. I don't care, but you pay $1. Lily, Ladybug, Ladybug, come to the mama. Wait, no. Da, 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 da. You can kind of see her coloration better. See what I mean? She looked like a moldy sweet potato. I love a lily. Nathaniel Green says, okay, so I was 8 and I lived in Minnesota and I was playing out in the woods and I fell out of a tree. Kind of the way Loki just fell out of his papa's hands. This is a Loki. I fell out of a tree and I heard whispers from all around me and I saw a beast 7 feet high. Whew! And it charged at you. Damn.
What about that story about you in the woods?
I already told that one, remember? Yeah, the last spooky stream I told everybody about the time I got stupid and decided I was going to take a bamboo pole and go out into the woods behind my house and shake it at the woods and go, I'm not afraid, show yourselves. And then the entire woods shook and there was a growling sound and a charging sound. And then I went, I'm sorry, I'm afraid. And I put the bamboo pole down. Then I went back inside. Ah! Sugar Rush! You have arrived. Thorador! Oh, Thorador! Look it! This is Thor. He is a fluffy baby. He likes to play fetch. He doesn't like to be held, though. Like, at all. You can't really pick him up and move him. Back to Nathaniel Green's story. So I ran, and this thing tackles me and cuts me up bad. My dad runs out and fills it with lead. Only reason I'm alive is because I landed on my stomach and not my back. Oh, yeah. Stomachs. Yeah, you would have been eviscerated. That's not fun. There aren't many things in this world that like really honestly like squick me out. But you want to know what squicks me out? Veins. You want to know why veins freak me out so bad? The thought that I'm filled with tubes. Just shut up. Like they're like little tunnels going through your body. Ugh. No, I'm perfectly fine with that. The fact that my body sees fit to burrow through itself like an earthworm through the ground just squicks me right out like veins. Ugh. Veins weird me out so bad. I'm fine with anything else. Show me a bone. Bones are cool. Show me some blood. That's a mess. Like, show me pretty much anything. I'm good. Veins.
Actually, I think that's why I was getting annoyed at scary movies now. I was in a medical unit. So every time I see that shit on TV, it just looks so fake.
Intestinal tubes.
Oh, yeah.
I don't like tubes. Ooh. The thing still taps on his window from time.
I'm more to this house. Fuck off. What dude?
Which actually, there was a couple of times when I was little. Why did that guy jump in and block you in Rainbow Head? But when I was younger, occasionally there'd be weird tapping at my window.
They said that happened at mine too, but I used to live in a place where fucking fairy circles out of mushrooms were a very common occurrence.
Fairy circles used to be very common where he was growing up. Thor, you wanna play Thor? Thor. Ready to fetch? You ready to fetch? Oh, just look at them eyeballs. There we go. Hopefully one day I can get a better microphone so you guys aren't subjected to listening to this. And also, so you can hear him be an idiot. I would love if you guys could hear him be an idiot. Like he was seriously sitting over here just now.
I took over this throne and stated that I am feeling the dead.
We are squishy meat marshmallows piloting bone mechas wearing flesh armor.
Some of us have less armor than others.
Some of us have less armor than others. Yeah, it's actually really difficult to play with a Ouija board by yourself. It's recommended for at least 2 people because, the planchette. That's super creepy. Face of a small girl.
It looks like a face saying hello.
They're specifically little girls. And I mean, I say this as somebody who was a little girl. Like, if I ever had kids, which I won't and can't, but if I had a son, and I woke up to see my son staring at me from the bedside, my first thought would be, "You okay, little guy? What's wrong?" But if I had a girl, and I woke up to see my girl staring at me, I think I'd punch her first.
The fuck are you doing? Your shit's sliding down.
It is not sliding down. Nobody can see a titty. What?
I'm on fire.
He's lit himself on fire in Minecraft.
Does it help if I'm Anubis?
He is Anubis, god of death.
Currently on fire.
Oh, Thor adorable. Oh, Clover is definitely protecting people this Halloween. You weren't here for this, but specifically today, right now, story-wise, because I was just gonna make a short video to put it up there, but I ended up not doing it because it would have been like maybe 2 minutes and had no real content except for do you have any plans, Pumpkin? I mean, I know you had that falling out with your friend, and would you like to stay home with me tonight? We could watch movies, popcorn, just spend some time together. Kind of a thing. So technically, right now in Clover Universe, all of you guys are sitting around watching scary movies and eating snacks and ice cream and probably pizza. Yeah. Oh, you know that Clover checked all of your candy when you were little really well.
And I'm poisoned some of the other kids.
She would not poison another kid's candy. However, if she did find poisoned candy in your basket, you can bet like hell she would have figured out a way to trace it back to the person who gave it out, and then I can guarantee you that that person would never give out candy to anyone else ever again. She'd cut their hands off and make them eat them.
Yeah, finger food.
I
You're done with me right now.
am very done with you. You and your finger food. Hopefully tomorrow, tomorrow I'm staying home to help pack up the rest of the stuff, and then Friday we officially sign the lease and we're going to move into the new apartment. It has the exact same layout as the one that we have right now, but I'm going to see if we can do like a little house tour.
Yeah.
On your phone, you record, I'll upload the video later and do a voiceover just to, show our not so new apartment, considering it's exactly the apartment that we have now. Just, it's not even fancier. They pulled the refrigerator out of the garbage.
That's what we said. We don't know if that's true.
It's missing a drawer. Not a drawer, an entire shelf. That definitely came out of the garbage. And I wouldn't even trust that dishwasher to wash itself. And the stove is like from the 40s. That is probably the original stove from when they built the place.
You're satisfied?
A little bit. I like ranting. They couldn't even paint! Okay.
Hey.
So, off the top of your head, honey, what sort of protection spell could you think of? We can agree, though, that salt is just pretty much a universal.
Like, what are we talking for? What's the fucking pretense or purpose?
Just in general, like, something creepy going down, need to protect yourself. Go.
Is salt universal?
Yeah, salt is pretty universal.
It depends, I guess. Are you, like, freezing warts? Are you invoking a god? What? I mean, there's several sins that can invoke the power of a god, too, if you just script it around and seal stuff with it. That's part of the reason why I keep sins like that around for stuff when I do Hathor stuff.
Hmm. Let's see.
Like I said, my magic is way too eclectic for normal people.
Come here, Loki.
Zergus.
Loki.
Get up there.
Loki pokey artichokey.
I'm gonna go kill this king.
So, salt. Salt is a pretty much universal thing for protection because nothing that is negative can cross a salt line.
The easiest, the best way to do that is get yourself a spray bottle, fill it up with whatever kind of water, but make sure it's warm, but put salt in it.
Oh,
Salt water and then spray that around them.
yeah, salt water is the best thing to do. Rose salt water.
It's like making rose water.
Sage is technically an endangered species, so using rosemary is the best thing because it has the same kind of mystic as white sage. So that's best for burning.
And remember, 99% of magic is all about intent.
Yeah, and 99% of magic is all about intent. So pretty much just
Use what you got. Use how you feel.
yeah.
That's why I said my magic comes.
And then, you know, when it boils down, huh?
That's what I do recommend salt water there.
Salt water is definitely a good place to start, but channeling a god is also pretty dang good. Um, let's see. I know specifically if I need to channel Set. Set is the Egyptian god of chaos, but also storms, and by chaos, destruction for renewal. But
I think we have a problem.
what problem, honey?
Look at this. I am being surrounded.
Well, that guy is clearly bowing.
Bow to your king.
My spine is made of iron, and I have fire in my blood. Um, yeah, Nathaniel, you can't exactly fight a Wendigo.
It's gonna be a lose to go. Or a loss to go. There you go. I like that better.
Yeah, ha ha ha, you fight a Wendigo, you're lost to go.
I'm a horrible human being.
Yeah, yeah, you are.
With gods on the way to it, do you really think there's much that comes to me nowadays? It's a dark hole. I like dark holes. They always lead to somewhere fun. So awful.
Anybody watching this in the future is going to be so confused if they don't have the chat open. Okay, I can 100% guarantee that flipping it off is not what you want to do.
That's what I would do.
Yeah, it's what you would do, but you're an idiot.
It's called a show of dominance.
And next, you're going to suggest pissing on it.
Well, if he's close enough and not attacking you, I mean, you're gonna piss yourself anyway, so you might as well aim for him.
I love you, but.
I have a point, you fucking know it.
Okay, yes, fine. If you're going to be peeing anyway, you might as well pee on it.
Maybe it'll think you just marked that as his territory. He'll just be like, oh, well, he owns me now.
But let's see, off of the top of my head, normally, you know.
As long as you stay out of the territory, you're usually okay.
Yeah, you would
But
think.
if they've already got a taste for you, then they tend to hunt.
You didn't eat a person, did you, Nathaniel? Did you eat some human flesh?
Have you consumed long pig recently?
Please do not call long pig. That's just weird. Long pig. So why are you laughing like that?
Because it's funny.
It's just most of the time, like Wendigos generally come about from cannibalism, right?
More or less, yeah.
And
Rituals to create them.
well, yes, there's also rituals to create them, but they mostly come about from cannibalism. So you would think that like if one was following you around but not actively trying to eat you,
It's trying to get you to join it.
yeah, you would think that it's trying to get you to join it somehow. Like maybe um
To join killing, murder, anything like that.
like if it feels like it would be something that would come up because you ate a person, maybe by accident, and here comes the Wendigo, just like, oh hey, you like me.
What up, bruh?
What up, bruh? Either that or that time it attacked you previously, it got a taste of your flesh and it wants some more. At which case,
Maybe it's just enamored with you because you got the fuck away from it. No one's ever got away from it, so it's just curious about you.
but at which point, really, like the only thing you can do is protection jars, salting the premises, uh, making sure the windows are reinforced with wards, and doing whatever you can to protect yourself because unfortunately, Wendigos are one of those things that, yeah, they don't stop.
I mean, there's always a chance that you could probably leave offerings to it. That might appease it.
Yeah, there is the chance that you could
Like minor gods anyway.
mm,
It depends on the mythos.
yeah, it depends on the mythos. But you could potentially like leave offerings for it to appease it, get it to leave you alone. So, I guess the best thing to do would probably be to research Native American tribes in your area to see like
All tribes have different folklore about stuff like that.
exactly all tribes have different folklore about Wendigos.
You gotta find out who this tribe in your area and then find their folklore and it's a shit show.
So you'd
A lot of
probably
research.
yeah, there's a lot of research to make sure you got the right mythos from the area, especially if you want to do something like an offering to try to appease it, because then you have to have an idea of what the people in the area would have been eating, because you just don't want to like throw a cheeseburger at a 15th century Wendigo. Like
You'd probably insult it and give it more his They didn't know what the fuck you're throwing at it.
it'd be almost like giving a cucumber to a Wendigo.
I would do that instead of
I'm pretty sure that they would like meat, but not like a cheeseburger. That's just a little bit weird. Really, no vegan has ever lived through a Wendigo encounter.
They don't eat meat, but they are meat.
You don't consume the meat, but you are made of the meat. I love you. I hate you.
I am tired, so I have hardly anything to
Oh right, it's 10:30. I've been yammering like an idiot 2.5 hours. I haven't eaten anything except a bit of crust. I'm not locked in here with it. It's locked in here with me. That's the best way to go about it.
It's a cat! Hi, cat! What are you? You're a cyborg, I guess? This guy is just...
I see that. It left. But now is definitely the time to go about.
It's almost the witching hour.
It is not almost the witching hour,
Okay.
but
Heyo.
it's definitely a good time to start gathering up the salt. Um, Yarn, wool yarn is great. Literally, make circles with it around yourself. Yeah.
Alternative, if you have a big enough thing, step into it and close it.
As much as I would love to stay and help,
Discord.
I would like food.
This is the kind of stuff you need Discord.
Yeah, this is definitely the kind of
Discord chat as well.
yeah, this is definitely the kind of stuff that it would be great to have the Discord chat because you could seriously just jump in. I could throw the Discord voice chat on. My husband is also in the Discord. He's just as good, if not even better, than me at spells. He's more of a kitchen witch, though, so most of his spells involve herbs and cooking. And he's also super eclectic. But
What does that mean?
eclectic? It means that you're just as likely to suggest an Egyptian god as you are a Norse or Greek. Really? Really? Thor? Really?
You're going after that tree.
No! He went my thing, my netting. Yes. But yeah, this is definitely a good situation for Discord because it would be much easier to help there than live for 5 people and whoever wants to look later. Because I definitely have to shut this down now because 2.5 hours I haven't eaten since like 2 o'clock. What? Yeah, I'm pretty certain I'm going to start getting a headache and I get migraines really easy. So, salt water. Yarn. To have a happy Halloween, guys. Don't do anything you wouldn't want to explain to the paramedics. I love you guys. Please stay safe. Don't make me have to fight a bitch. I ate a crust earlier, but then I got like really, really weirded out by the fact that everybody could hear me chewing. Anyway, have a good night. I don't know what that was.